There are stories no one dares to tell, places whispered about only in fear, and things that should have stayed buried in the dark, forgotten corners of the world. But here, in the bloodthirsty forest, we speak their names, we walk into the shadows, and we bring back what should have never been found. If you're brave enough to listen, then take a breath. Subscribe to join those who've heard the truth and survived. But remember, the forest listens back. Pause. Sound of wind rustling, faint whisper. Don't look away. Now, let's begin tonight's story.
Day 1, Into the Green. My name is Dewey, and this story is all I have left of them. There were 5 of us when we entered the woods that weekend. Myself, Thai, Hung, Mai, and Lin. We were friends since university. The kind of bond that only years of shared secrets, broken hearts, and long nights can build. But we were drifting apart, life pulling us in different directions. Careers, relationships, distance. So we agreed one last trip, one last moment to reconnect. A camping trip far from everything. Thai found it. A hidden forest in the Jack Lock Highlands. No signs, no rangers, no mapped trails. Just trees and silence. He'd seen drone footage on an old hiker's blog. The terrain was untouched. No tourist garbage, no reception, off the grid. We thought it sounded perfect. We didn't know that it had been forgotten for a reason. The warning. We parked our rented van at the edge of a dried-out dirt road. From there, we hiked in on foot. Right before entering, Lynn spotted it. An old wooden sign nailed crookedly to a tree. Its letters were half-faded, worn from time and weather, but we could still read them. Do not enter after dark, for your own safety. Hung laughed. Wow, real horror movie vibes. I shrugged it off, though I felt something tighten in my gut. Lynn didn't say a word. She just stared at it. For a long time. We stepped past the tree line, and the world changed. The air felt heavier, denser, like the trees were pressing in, like we'd crossed a threshold. It didn't feel like just a forest. It felt like something was watching. First night, fire and shadows. By 5 p.m., we found a small clearing near a creek and set up camp. Tents, firewood, the usual. As the sun dipped, everything turned gold. Even the water glowed like it was lit from below. We roasted food over the fire, laughed, told dumb stories. Thai filmed everything. He was trying to revive his dying YouTube channel, always looking for the next viral wilderness video. At one point, he pointed the camera at me. Dewey, if you had to survive in the woods with only one person here, who would it be? I laughed and looked at Lynn. She smiled shyly. That little glance made my heart pound. The night was good. It felt right. But not all of us slept. I woke up around 3 a.m. The fire was dying, and across the clearing, Lynn was sitting upright, eyes wide, staring into the trees. Lynn, I whispered. She turned slowly, pale, like she hadn't blinked in hours. Did you hear it? She asked. Hear what? Breathing, right behind the tent. I didn't hear anything, but the moment I stepped out, I felt it. Something not quite right in the air. Like the space around me had shifted. Like something had moved but left no sound. I told myself it was just her imagination. Maybe a deer. But in truth, I already knew. Something was wrong. Day 2, gone without a sound. We woke up to find Mai missing. At first, we thought she went to pee in the woods. We called out, laughed nervously, waited. An hour passed, then 2. Her shoes were still inside the tent, her jacket, her phone. We split up to search, and that's when Thai found it. About 30 meters from the tents, her hoodie, hung carefully on a tree branch. But it was high up, at least 10 feet above the ground. No blood, no torn fabric, just her hoodie, perfectly placed. Below it, something was carved into the bark of the tree. Symbol, primitive, like a spiral made of claws. I felt cold all over. Thai was quiet. He lowered his camera. Then he whispered, Guys, there are no animal tracks, but look at this. He pointed at the ground. A footprint. Bare, massive, 3 toes, clawed. The path is gone. We decided to pack and leave, immediately, but when we tried to follow the GPS, nothing worked. Thai's drone controller was dead. My compass spun slowly in circles. The trail we had come in through? Gone. Not overgrown, not blocked. Erased. I remember turning around and seeing the same tree 3 times in a row. The one with the bark scar that looked like a lightning bolt. We were walking in circles. The forest had changed. It wasn't a place anymore. It was a trap. Nightfall, first contact. That night no one ate. We sat around the fire in silence. The forest was dead quiet. No birds, no insects, no wind. Just the occasional cracking sound, like something moving, just out of sight. Then it came. A sound. Not an animal, not a person. A breath. Longer, wet, close. It circled our camp once. Then twice. We didn't move, didn't speak. Thai was recording with night vision on his camera. He pointed the lens out from under the tent flap. The screen glowed green. And there's in the distance like a figure. Tall, slender, hunched forward. Its arms too long. Its skin pale and stretched. Its eyes white and round. No pupils, just orbs. It moved silently. But then it did something that made my stomach twist. It bent backward, until its spine cracked, and it stared directly at the camera, and smiled. Day 3, it took Thai. We didn't sleep. How could we? That thing had been just meters from us. Thai stayed up with his camera reviewing the footage. I saw the way his hands trembled as he fast-forwarded, paused, zoomed. He didn't say anything, just stared. Lynn huddled in the corner of the tent, knees to her chest, whispering something over and over. Hung was pacing outside, holding the small camping knife like it could actually protect us. We had no plan, no direction. We were just waiting for it to come again. And it did. Around 4 a.m. I was half awake, staring at the tent ceiling when I heard it. A soft zip, like someone opening the tent flap from the inside. Then nothing. I sat up. Thai? No answer. I reached over and felt cold nylon where he had been. I rushed out. The flashlight flickered. The camera lay in the dirt, screen cracked, still recording. Thai was gone. No footprints, no sound, just absence, except for something carved into the ground. A spiral. But now with a line through it, like it had been crossed out. The thing's voice. By daylight, we were 3. Me, Lynn, and Hung. Lynn hadn't said a word since sunrise. She just sat there, eyes red, skin pale. Hung tried to be strong. He kept repeating things like, "We'll make it," and "We'll find the path again." But I could see the fear in his hands, the twitch, the sweat. And then we heard it. A voice, faint from the trees. "Hey guys, I'm okay, I found something, come here." It was Thai's voice. But we knew better. It wasn't excited, or scared, or human. The tone was wrong, the rhythm was off. Like a recording played back by someone who didn't understand what emotion sounded like. "It's safe now. Come, here." Then silence, and laughter. Not human. Choked, gurgling like something laughing with a throat full of blood. Lynn starts to break. By midday, Lynn started changing. She stopped responding when we talked to her. She wandered away from the camp, talking to trees, whispering. Once I followed her. She was kneeling by the creek, staring into the water. Her reflection wasn't moving. It stared back at her, smiling, but she wasn't. I pulled her away, she screamed. "It told me the truth," she shrieked. "It's not trying to hurt us, it just wants to be understood." I slapped her. She went limp, eyes glassy. And I realized something. It wasn't just hunting us, it was wearing us down, softening us, turning us against each other. The thing leaves gifts. That night we heard footsteps again, but they weren't trying to hide. Crunch, 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 right up to the tent. Then a sound like cloth hitting the ground. We waited until morning to check. Outside the tent, laid neatly on a flat stone, were Thai's hat, Mai's phone, a bloody piece of thigh, still warm, and in the dirt, another carving. The spiral is now with 2 lines through it. 2 taken, 3 left. Hung is taken. Hung snapped on day 4. He packed what little food we had and started walking in a random direction, muttering, "I'll find a way. I'll find a way." I followed him for an hour before he finally turned around and screamed at me. "Maybe it wants you, Dewey. Maybe it's following you." He shoved me, hard. I didn't fight back. I watched him walk away, straight into the trees. I never saw him again. But I heard him. That night around 3 a.m., a scream, then silence. Then, Tui, help me." It sounded like Hung, but off, echoing, too slow. I curled up in the tent and cried. The nest. Day 5. Only me and Lynn. She was different now. Quiet, obedient. She followed me without question. Until we found it. A cave, low hidden, covered in vines. The smell hit us first. Meat, blood, decay. I should have turned back, but I didn't. Inside, the walls were wet, covered in black moss. Markings, spirals, scratches, faces, and bones. So many bones, arranged like trophies. In the center of the cave was a nest, made of animal fur, human clothes, tree bark, and flesh. Fresh, raw, bleeding. And in it, something moved. It looked like a child, no eyes, mouth too wide, breathing like it was learning how. It was being born. I stumbled backward. Lynn didn't. She stepped forward, hands trembling with awe. It chose me, she whispered. It wants me to see. It speaks through her. We left the cave. I dragged Lynn out. She cried the whole time. Not from fear, from grief, like I'd taken something from her. That night she spoke in her sleep. Not her voice, a deep growl, mixed with something ancient, bone-chilling. The forest remembers. The forest feeds. The forest grows. She woke up with blood on her lips. Mine. A bite on my wrist. She didn't even remember doing it. Lynn is gone. Day 6. She was gone. No footprints, no blood. Just a message scratched into the dirt. She belongs now. In the spiral. With 3 lines through it. 4 taken, 1 left. Me. The thing watches. I stayed alive. Climbed trees, hid under roots, ate bugs, drank from puddles. I started seeing things. Reflections in still water. That weren't mine. A second shadow following me. My own voice calling my name from somewhere behind me. I knew what it was doing. It wanted me afraid, alone, weak. And but I wouldn't give in. Not yet. Day 7, the spiral is complete. I stopped counting hours. The forest no longer obeyed time. The sun rose and fell at random. Sometimes there was night for hours, sometimes only light, and sometimes nothing at all. Silence deeper than sleep. I hadn't eaten in 2 days. My limbs shook, my lips cracked, my stomach burned like fire licking dry stone. I was hallucinating. Or maybe not, because the forest no longer pretended to be normal. I saw faces in the bark, eyes in the leaves, hands, small, human, reaching from holes in the trees, beckoning. And I heard them. All of them. My Tai Hungling. They spoke to me in a chorus, whispering, "You'll feel better when you stop fighting. It's not so bad once you give in. Join us." Every word sounded like home, like forgiveness. But I didn't answer. The return to the nest. On the 8th day, I found myself back at the cave. I didn't walk there. I just opened my eyes, and I was standing before it again. The vines had been torn down. The entrance was wider now, darker. The smell no longer repulsed me. I stepped inside. There was movement on the walls. The moss pulsed like veins. And faces grew from the rock, twisted, half-formed, screaming silently. In the center of the nest, it waited. Not a creature anymore. A thing, long and lean but grown, like it had shed all human attempts at form. Its arms were too many. Its skin was paper-thin, stretching over muscle and shadow. Its head was a mimicry of thighs, but warped, the mouth too wide, the eyes all wrong. "You came back," it said. In my voice, then Lynn's, then Mai's. Every time it spoke, it sounded more like us. More convincing. It pointed toward the camera, my camera, resting on a pile of skulls, still blinking red, still recording. "Tell them," it said. "Let them know what waits. Invite them in." The choice. I backed away. But I was tired, so tired, and then I saw something that broke me. Myself, standing at the entrance of the cave, perfectly mirrored. Healthy, clean, calm. He looked at me and smiled. "You can rest now. Let me carry it. Let me be you." Behind him, the forest twisted. Every tree now bent toward the cave like they were bowing to it, worshipping. I realized the truth. It didn't just eat flesh. It consumed identity, memory, presence. It didn't kill people. It erased them. No bones, no blood. It took your story, your name, your place in the world, and made it its own. The ritual. I tried to run, but there was nowhere to go. I screamed, no sound. I cried, no tears. The walls echoed only laughter, mine but not mine. The mimic stepped closer and touched my chest. "You are almost hollow," it said. Just a little more, and I felt them again. All of them, screaming from inside me. Not dead, not alive. Remembered incorrectly. The last message. I don't know how long it's been since I escaped. Or if I ever did. I found the edge of the forest again. Or maybe the forest let me go. My body is weak, rotten, but the camera still works. If you're watching this, know this. It wants stories, it wants names, it wants to be seen. It watches the people who watch the tape. And it waits for you to believe. Because once you believe, it starts learning you. Epilogue, unknown speaker. Static crackles, a new voice begins, calm, smooth, male. We found this footage near the Jacklack Highlands. No trace of the people involved. No signs of struggle. No footprints. Nothing. Just a camera buried beneath a dead tree, still recording. We're uploading it here in case someone recognizes the people involved, or can translate the markings found at the site. We'll post updates if anything new surfaces. A pause, then faint whispering in the background. "Help me, help me, help me." If you've made it this far, you're either lucky, or something from the story is still watching you. Thank you for surviving until the end. This was one of many dark paths in the Bloodthirsty Forest. And believe me, the forest is far from silent. If you want more stories that no one dares to tell, subscribe now. Turn on the notification bell, so when the next tale rises from the shadows, you'll be the first to hear it whisper. Sound of branches cracking, distant breathing, then silence. Until next time, don't stray too far from the light.